Hello, can everyone hear me? Mic check, mic check. Lastrom, is that you on the Last Slice account? I am inviting you up to speak. Oh, awesome. You're all listed as listeners for me. Very strange. And Twitter was hideous yesterday, and that was the last time I was in a space. So hopefully we can get things moving. How are you today? No, that's tragic. I am very sorry for your loss. I uh I haven't done a French press in a while. I'm typically like Keurig, both with the reusable pods. I just shove coffee grounds into it. But French press is legit. Oh, get wrecked. Hmm. Yeah, this is strange. I don't see any of you as speakers on my end. I see you as listeners. Are you, do you see yourself as co-host or speaker? Interesting. When we were doing a space yesterday, no one could hear the co-host or the main host. So, and again, this is a Twitter issue, so we might have to reevaluate the space. Yeah. So there's, if someone is a co-host, but it if you're a co-host on your desktop, that's real shaky. Like, I don't know if that's going to work. Uh, Interesting. Well, meaning to test if I were to leave and come back, I don't know that a desktop co-host anchor would work. I've only ever seen that work with someone else on mobile. Co-host? Yeah, let's do that. And then me, let's see.
Okay, can you hear me now? Are you all able to hear me?
There you are, Mies. Yes.
Hey, hey. Okay, so I was on my computer. I switched to my cell phone, and yeah, luckily, I took a break from coffee for like 3 months, and the last couple of weeks I've had to get back into drinking like 2 or 3 cups a day just to get it, get everything done. It's been awesome. I've been building with our in-world builder and in my free time, and I've been really excited about that. And I'm working on my art week build. So coffee's what's kept me going. I don't know if I'd be able to do it without it. And sorry to hear about Lashham's French press. The good news is maybe at least you didn't injure yourself. A few years ago, I had a French press and I was just tapping the bottom of mine and it shattered in my hand, and then had to go to the emergency room and slash my finger open. So French presses, I'm done with those. I'm done.
You pressed too hard, man.
Way too hard. Yeah, I guess like I bought a cheap one or something. I really wasn't. I didn't think I was tapping too hard, but it literally just like shattered in my hands and just went right through my finger because my finger was, I guess, wet from cleaning dishes.
Yeah, it might be a combination of both. It's also business tax cutoff day, so I know we were racing back from the post office. Um, but the again, yesterday we had such a comedy of errors with
Mm-hmm.
Twitter Spaces. So I'm wondering if maybe it's still just extra glitchy.
Hmm.
Rustan's here. Rustan, if you can hear us, please give us a thumbs
Oh, he's
up.
here. Okay, cool.
So we're trying to make sure everything is working. And let's see. Because, yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We've got Art Week, live onboarding, the second competition,
Yeah,
updates to the builder, naming the robot that Dr. Drip built.
definitely.
I think this is our busiest week yet. We have so much to talk about.
Agreed. So everybody, please make sure you like, retweet, and comment on the space using the little comment box in the lower right-hand corner, or comment button, purple tilde.
Are we? Um, yeah. So Rusan joined. Drip is here. I know they were running around, so I'm glad that they got their stuff done. Hey, Drip. Um, what else? Let's see. Okay. We made some interesting updates. So I definitely want to try those out. So anybody listening back, we have a bunch of updates, as Shelly and me said, but we also have some technical updates with snapping to grid and things like that. So I'm super excited for that. Hopefully they're deployed in what we're doing. A lot of new features, functionalities, but also I think we could almost just roll back, and if people do join, maybe just go and easily create a scene. And it might be better also to have Rooston up here too. I'm happy, Rooston, if you're not in front of a computer, but if you are possibly streaming your screen and I could stream that, we could build together, or, how that process works and how you feel about the process as a builder, a part of the UI team, but not necessarily some of the other stuff. So as a person that doesn't know how to code, maybe helping walk people through creating a scene. So if you want to, no problem if you can't. I'm still a little stuffy, by the way. Unfortunately.
Were you sick or is it allergies?
I don't know. Both. Maybe. I'm gonna. So I don't know when you want to start, Shelly. If we want to give people a few more minutes.
Yeah, we can give it a few more minutes. I shared the space in a bunch of different group DMs, and I didn't even, when we scheduled this, I didn't even think that, oh shoot, it's the tax deadline for businesses.
Yeah.
That might be screwing people up.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that definitely added some additional work to my week for sure. I was scrambling luckily I did it last weekend and got mine done by I think Monday.
Nicely done. Yeah, same.
Extension.
Yep, I wasn't going to admit it, but that's exactly what we were rushing to do.
Oh yeah.
Rushing to procrastinate further.
Oh yeah.
Always fun.
You'll give it a couple more minutes. I don't know if Rooston messaged anybody or not.
Well, if we don't get more people, we can do a little bit for the recording and then reschedule for a better day. Would you rather do that?
I think that could be all right. It is a Friday. I think we might be able to think about changing these a little bit, but maybe
Well, for myself, I know that I was going to be hopping in CBD spaces tomorrow as well, and just going in there and speaking and guiding people through anyone one-on-one that needed it, and answering any questions as well. So, whoever we don't get in today, I'll definitely be doing that tomorrow.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so maybe we just go with like easily creating a scene and what that consists of, and then just dropping objects for the video. So how do you want to start? Do you want to do that, or do you want to talk about the competition first?
Let's start with that, and then while you're going through the build, can you highlight the new things as of this week or since the last space?
Mm.
So the dialogue, things like that, the NPCs, the audio, if that's something we can kind of highlight.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Yeah, I'd be glad to talk about that stuff.
Okay.
We've had
Awesome.
so
Go ahead,
much
Mies.
that we've done in the last week. A lot of it was preparing for this
Wait,
competition.
Mies, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. Can you hear Lastrum?
Oh, I can't. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
that's interesting.
That's okay. I'll just shut up.
No,
no,
that's okay.
go for it. I can hear him.
You can hear Mies,
Mm-hmm.
but Mies can't hear you. Okay, so this just confirms that X is broken. It's your French press. So Mies, go ahead. He would like you to go over what you were going to say because he can hear you. So
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and ping you when he
Yeah.
speaks.
Sorry, I'm only speaking because I didn't even see him as a speaker. I only see myself and you. So I was just trying to help out there. Yeah, so this past week we've been very busy preparing for our team building competition, which has been really, really exciting. We've also been preparing for Art Week as well. And so some of the features that we've been working on and uploading and updating are some of our latest assets. So we have hundreds of new assets that have been recently added in the last week here from our amazing 3D team. We also have new audio that was uploaded as well. I think we've got about 70 new audio pieces from Koshi, which are awesome. There's a lot of diversity now. He kind of he's he has some amazing sound effects that were added. So now we have some incredible sound effects for people's scenes to add some little details. For myself, I've been playing around with them and a lot of these new assets as well, and just working with them in my scene. Oh, I see Rustan's up here. Hey, Rustan.
And I see him rugging on my side. So yeah,
Okay,
interesting.
I'll just keep going real quick. So we've got the audio, we've got new 3D, which is tons and tons of assets. Like I said, it's probably about almost 400 something, 500 new assets that people can use, which has been incredible. We've got some new features as well. So we have dialogues, which is amazing. We've also, in the past couple weeks, probably 2 weeks, we have text, so you can have like text pop up in your scene. You can add that as well to have whatever it is. Someone enters an area and you can say, hey, this is what's going on. This is the name of the area. So for myself, I'm going to be having themes for the different floors of my Art Week build. And then I'm thinking about using those to say, hey, this is the burrower's den for this floor when people enter in there. And then you can also have text pop up, for when people click on objects. So you can add that to maybe some of your artwork if you want to add more details and information, which is awesome. Looks like Lashram just added some text in his scene that says "Hey Mies," and he's changing the colors. So it's really awesome, and it's so much easier than using the builder. I was using the builder last night for some examples and testing out like text for myself, and it's not the same at all. It's so much easier in our builder. So with that information, I guess I'll kick it over to Lastrom and I'll listen in on my computer.
Let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Mies. What was I gonna say? I just went into the DAO Discord channel, the voice chat, and streaming there. So if Mies maybe wanted to join, Shelly, tell him that. I can message him too.
Mies, Lastrom just said he's also streaming to the DAO Discord channel if you'd like to listen over there as well.
Because it'll be faster for us to communicate, because I saw there was a little delay. He's probably watching the stream. So yeah, what Mies was talking about is some more customizable functionality. But hey, Mies, hopefully you can hear me in the DAO Discord. You're on mute in the DAO Discord. But Yeah, so we've got a lot of different functionalities, some amazing things. So to take it back, the simplest thing to do is create a scene and add assets to your scene. That's what we want people to do without having to program. And then from there, you can layer in all of these other cool things that Mies was talking about, like deleting, like adding items and things like that. So I'll just quickly create a scene and then show you guys how it works. So if you have a DCL name, everybody gets a world on our server, our custom server. So you can see I think we have 60 different deployments. I think. I can verify that 1 second. And we have 60. So Decentraland has 700 and we have 60. So we're like just under 10% of all DCL worlds, with people coming to the in-world builder and deploying. So I think that's a great stat to see, that a lot of people are looking at worlds, but also the in-world builder server to be able to to build. And all you need is a name, and all these people that have names are able to build in this 2,500 parcel world that we give you. So we're in the lobby realm. We've actually subdivided out a lot of different things, and the orange here is an empty space. And so the easiest thing to do is just come in to your world, and you can get this create button, and we'll say world storming, can't even spell today. Is this number 5? Okay. And then scene number 5. And I can just click create. And instead of with the old builder, you type in like 2x2 or something like that. There's no programming. You don't have to type in your parcels or anything. You actually see all the other scenes that you have nearby that you've created, so you don't overlap. And instead of programming, you just click toggle. And I say, okay, I like that parcel to be included in the scene. I want this parcel. I want this parcel. And I'm clicking toggle again for this parcel. So you notice I just made a 2x2. My stats for my potential scene have updated over here with the Decentraland limitations. I click save scene, and immediately now you see it turns green with everything else turning green. Now I have a 2x2 scene in Decentraland, and I'm building all inside Decentraland. This is all live inside the world. The fun part is Mies is over here, and he's actually able to see everything I'm doing. He can actually build with me. And so that's one really nice feature that differentiates us from anything else, is you don't have to download anything. You don't have to do this in a standalone application. You can easily do this inside Decentraland. You don't need to log in anywhere else. So fantastic opportunity to build and get acclimated to how Decentraland works. The next easiest thing is you just click on this icon over here, and it's the asset list that Mies was mentioning about before. And Mies, if you're in the DAO Discord, please chime in, go off mute if you want to talk. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. Sweet. Cool. Okay, so, Mies mentioned we have a catalog of assets. You'll notice we have 490 pages times 9 assets per page. It's a lot of assets. Can't do that math on the fly, but what you can do is some interesting things where you can search by asset type. So 3D, 2D, audio, smart item. You can also search by styles. We have many different styles. We also have public and private. So you can upload custom assets that you have as 3D models, and those would show up in the private catalog, only private to your world. No one else can get those. You can also search here. This search part is really cool. We actually added something unique where if you type in animation, it will filter by the tag animation. So any asset that has an animation attached to it will also have a little icon, which we're updating. But this icon for now denotes animation. You can also search with it with this tag. So our search is super powerful. It searches across the name of the asset, the description of the asset, the artist of the asset, the tags of the asset. So if I type in Kirzaz, you'll notice these are all the assets that the artist Kirzaz has created. Super cool stuff. So it's as easy as finding an asset, whether you're searching for something, whether you're clicking on the page that you want to go to, like D. So D's start on this page. seeing if there's an animation or whatnot. Continuing to browse, you can click on the arrow keys down here as well. And you can easily just click, and you'll notice I clicked into use the asset, and it gets attached to my player right here. So I'm using the left keys. You can see I'm moving my player around. I can go up and down with my mouse. And if I want to place it, I just click the E button, and it's placed. It's right there. It's in the scene. It's live. I don't have to do anything else. Zero programming. This is available for anybody to see. Pretty cool. And that's pretty much the super basic concept, right? I can go back to this catalog button, and maybe I want to go to the A page, and we always bring in some of these other ones, so maybe not the A page. Let's go to we went to P. Let's go to T. Let's see what's down here. There's some amazing environmental assets, all kinds of item assets. What is this egg dragon? This is interesting. Okay, I place this, and I just click E, and it's in the scene immediately. So I can start populating things around the scene however I'd like, as easy as just clicking and placing. I press a button and I drop it there. The next iteration of what you can accomplish is starting to move these things around. Maybe you place it and say, well, that's probably not my best location for it. So what do you want to do? You would see if you hover over something, you get a context menu in the top right. And we've approached this from Blender and taken other influences from other metaverses and builder tools on how to best represent the shortcuts and context menus as we can apply them to Decentraland. So in the top right up here, we have a context menu, and so it'll give you some buttons on what you can do with this asset. So I can easily click the one button to edit. You'll notice I get an arrow key showing an arrow pointer showing which asset I'm editing. And if Mies is standing here, he can actually also see all of this happening in real time as well. And so he can see me standing over here and edit this asset, which now has some component opportunities. So every asset would have a transform, and that means I can position this asset in the scene however I'd like by just clicking like this and moving it. Super simple. And you can get even more granular by typing in here if you'd like into those input boxes. And so now I can easily move things around the scene. Maybe I want this to be a little bit closer to the egg. And this way I'm facing now is north, so now everything will feel better, like facing north, right? And I can actually, you'll notice I'm at 0.004. I'm slightly above ground. I can just click in here and type 0, and you notice on the left, the asset slightly adjusted down. That's pretty cool. You can also rotate it, so I can rotate it 90 degrees. So I can click in here and just go like 90, and boom, it rotated immediately for me. You'll notice on the left. So I can save those transforms, and they're there. If I refreshed into this scene, into this world, these would all be persistent and come back to me for any new user or anybody in the scene currently. Any questions so far?
I don't think we have any questions. I think we just have some excitement, except, I'm seeing some DMs come through. Where is the live stream? I can't hear Lastrum at all.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Okay, can anybody test on Twitter? Because I'm streaming to Twitter and YouTube. Let me go to YouTube.
Twitter is rugging hard right now.
Maybe
so
that's a
yeah,
problem. I can always stop the stream quickly and put it to Twitch so people could look that way. But let me see. Look that way, but let me see. No, I hear it on YouTube. I hear my voice on YouTube.
This is definitely a Twitter Spaces issue.
Okay.
I, as the host, can hear you, and this was a similar issue yesterday. The host and co-host could hear everything, but the listeners could not. And I think it's the desktop to mobile compatibility issue, because you're speaking from desktop. Is that right?
Yeah, but I've done this the past 4 streams.
Right. No, I'm saying as of yesterday, it has been a glitchy disaster. So I think that might be the issue. So we may just have to reschedule World Storming 6.1 for another date that makes more
So
sense.
you're saying listeners can't hear, but hosts
Correct.
can?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to just turn up my volume.
Reschedule World Storming 6.
Okay, so that's from my phone.
For another date that makes more sense. Right, but I'm saying the people
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
they
space
can't hear me.
can't hear you. Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to try to leave and come back?
Honestly, I don't think it'll work. Due to the experience I had yesterday, there was like if you weren't speaking from mobile.
Yeah, that's a tough one because this is all connected, and the mobile would be weird, especially with the live stream. Let me just try again.
You were out of luck. But I know that then you won't be picked up on your streams to YouTube.
Let's see. Mies, can you tell Shelly that I'm trying to join as a co-host? Again. Mies, are you there? Hello? Mies, can you hear me? You're on mute in Discord.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to just refresh. Can you tell Shelly that I'm trying to join again and just see because...
Extra ruggy for the last couple of days, so we may just reschedule this.
Can
give
you
Twitter
tell
some
Shelly
time
Mies
to get their act
to
together.
re-invite the Last Slice
I
account
see
really quickly?
Last Slice is back. I will invite you as just a speaker. See how that goes.
Okay, did that.
And now he's gone. We are just trying to get through some technical issues on this space.
Okay, let's see. Shelly, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right,
Can you
let
hear
me talk. Okay, for 1 second and see. Let's see. I'm gonna
We are just trying to get
turning
through
it
some
up. Let's see.
technical issues on this space.
This is from my phone, so let's see if I can hear myself.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Bummer. I can always go on speakerphone on both ways. It might just be different. Might be interesting. So if you want to, here. How about this? Shelly, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Ooh, yeah, but it's very muddy.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so I think we're back. Thank you for everybody bearing with us. Twitch, Twitter difficulties, but we're here. Em looks like she joined. So I am streaming on Twitter and YouTube. So maybe under the spaces we can post that, and the DAO Discord voice channel invite me if we want to do that. I'll put a link in our marketing channel. There's the DAO Discord where we're live, so people can come in and talk if they want and see what we're doing. But yeah, so let's continue on, I guess. Or Shelly, if you want to finish what you were talking about, the builder competition, now that I can actually hear what's going on. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Do we have... Where's our competition? Here we go. Is this our tweet? I was going to pull this over on the stream. So here's our competition. I don't know if this is the first round or not. It looks like we've got a few rounds going. That's what Shelly was talking about. So find this post on Twitter, and we'll be choosing the name for our builder bot. But the essence of everything really is for this whole concept of building in world, no coding, building in real time. And Mies, if you do want to chime in and say, like, you can see what we're building here, no problem, right? Awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to give you build rights. So as I'm building on the scene, you'll notice there's these two icons over here on the right. And the top icon is the in-world builder icon. So that's kind of like your control panel. You get to this explore tab. You can look at the current world that you're in and see all of the scenes that are built. And then you can click on the green icon and just go there immediately. And by go there, it'll teleport you over there. So if I want to go back to the realm lobby, I click on this button and boom, look, I teleported back to the spawn point for that scene. We just created the world storming number 5, so I can actually go back to it, and you'll see it's right over here. So I'm back. And that's a fun way to navigate the current world that you are in and to explore other people's scenes. I think it's a really cool opportunity to do that. Now, you as the creator of a world, you have the ability to toggle all of your scenes on or off public visibility. So if you don't want people to see your scenes, you have that ability as the world owner in case you're working on something secret. But if you wanted to see also your own worlds, all the names that you own as yourself, you click on this middle tab and you can jump into those other worlds that you own. If you want to look at every world, go to the all worlds tab and you can actually paginate and look through and see all of these other worlds that have been deployed, and you could jump into them immediately, which is really, really awesome. You as the world owner, if you're in your world, you get this nice button for the create, which allows you to create scenes. We've got some visual settings here and audio to play in the background while you're building. The info tab is also unique because this shows what version your world is on and what version the code base is on. So if you're behind or whatever, you can click on this button and update, and it'll automatically deploy all the new code to your world. Again, you don't have to do anything. You click on that button and you'll get a little notification that says your world is pending deployment, and you can wait for that deployment, and you'll get another notification in a minute or two that says it's finished, and you just refresh your world, and that will have all of the latest updates that we have here. There's also a cool help feature which we're adding. You could type in some feedback for us, which would be great. You could also watch videos. So you could come in here, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can click on this video, see what it means, and click play. And I actually,
a new scene with the
I get a video to play. And it might take a second to buffer, but we're going through exactly what I was just explaining for creating a scene. You'll notice exactly right here, we highlight it for you. So we've got step-by-step video tutorials on sort of the high-level things to get you started building. The first one obviously being creating your own scene. The next thing, one of the fun things is, to actually start creating, this joystick represents play mode. And so if you click on that and you have build rights, like the owner of the world or somebody else gives you the ability to build, you can click on this icon and it expands all of these other icons. And so what I'm going to actually do, Mies, is he has that joystick. He has no ability over here to build. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give Mies build rights. And this is a really fun thing. So I'm on my scene right here and I click on this info button and it pulls up just some quick info, quick hits of the scene, right? So I've got the asset list, how many, the poly count, the megabyte size. We've added a few features, like when I'm building, if I don't want to view something, if I have a lot of things and it gets cluttered, I can just disable the view of those. I can lock things so that I can't edit them anymore or accidentally delete them. You can download your scene here if you'd like to deploy it or tweak it. If you know how to program, you can actually click this button as well and it'll remove all of the assets in the scene, just kind of like a fresh start. But you can also click on this button, which is more info for the scene. And you pull up this main panel. And so now you see I'm editing the scene even further. You'll notice these toggles down here in the middle where I said previously about making a scene public or private. We have that ability here. The one thing I want to say is no one has access yet. So I'm going to just copy and paste Mies's wallet into here. And now he's on the list. Everyone gets a notification. And Mies should be able to walk into this parcel now and click the joystick icon and have all of these icons as well. So let's see if Mies can place an object. And he placed this really cool animated object. I know it from the front page. And I'm going to go back to it. And it is the abstract statue. Correct, Mies? So, that's all in real time, right? Anybody else, if you're in the crowd right now, can come and join us and watch us build, or I can give you build rights. So it's like a super unique way of approaching creativity and building inside Decentraland. Not only can you do this without programming, not only can you do this inside the platform, but you can actually do it with other people. And so we're trying to promote collaboration through creativity. And this is an amazing opportunity to expand beyond scene creation. Maybe this is a market for people to be scene creators, and you get hired by Mies to go and build stuff in his world for him because he just can't do it. Maybe he doesn't have the creative mindset. Not saying he doesn't, he actually does, but maybe you're really good at spatial things and placing objects. And so maybe someone could hire you to do that. It's a really interesting opportunity. And that's kind of where we're going with our next build competition is the competition is around teams. So teams have to be submitted collectively, and then your team will be able to build collaboratively on your 3x3 that we give you. So right now, Mies and I are essentially on a team. He has build rights in this scene, and he can keep dropping an asset. He can actually move the assets that I already placed. So Mies, why don't you move the egg, and you just go ahead and move it, and let's see what's going to happen. And so he grabbed it, and he's going to go move it over there. So I placed the asset. I found it. And he's moving it. Now watch this. I can actually take this asset and, I don't want to delete it. I can grab it, and I'm going to move it over here. So I took an asset that Mies placed, and I moved it. He took an asset that I placed and moved it. He can actually delete one of our assets that I placed. So Mies, don't tell me which one, but you go ahead for the stream and delete an asset. Let's see it delete on my end as well. And it looks like the picture of the Starry Night is gone. So it's amazing. It's all real time. This stuff is, it seems to just make sense, but it is pretty transformative because building in Decentraland had a high barrier to entry. You were kind of a coder by yourself. If you did have a team, we're all remote, so you're in there programming. It's very isolated. Not everyone can see your local preview. No one can see your website builder from the foundation. Here, we all have the ability to sort of think and plan, like, what do we want to do? And I can say, Mies, you move that egg, but I really think this egg should be over here. and it's gone. It's moved. It's right here. So it's amazing. It seems so simple, but it's really, really fantastic in the concept of being able to collaborate with others and build. Everyone does events and live streams and shows and quests and things like that, but there's no collaboration around creativity. So we're hoping to highlight that, and our competition coming up, which is starting today, will hopefully encourage people to use this tool set beyond just one person doing things. Yeah, sure. So I just clicked on this button up here in the top left, the build competition. You'll get this panel for the details, and if you click it, it disappears. So I'll bring it back up. And build competition number 2, again, signing up in World. We are trying to push the limits of doing all of this in World. One day we will stop having these Twitter Spaces and be able to just do this in World. We need like a destination to stream. So we could have a screen in World to stream to, and we all get together in Decentraland. But for now, we're using Twitter. So for us in this competition, go in World, go in the Builder World lobby, and there'll be a button here that says sign up. And when you sign up, you'll be able to enter your team name, enter the wallet addresses for your team, and click sign up. When you do that, we actually will assign you a parcel. And let me go over here and just show you guys where we've got. So our 2,500 parcels, we've subdivided out for everybody little sections of the scene, and you'll notice there's some bigger plots and smaller plots. So this one right here is a 3x3. If you see where my mouse is, there's actually 3x3s going all the way this way. So each team will automatically get assigned a 3x3, and you'll immediately have build rights to immediately start building. So again, there's going to be a button right here when I enable it today that will allow you to click sign up, and you'll type in your team info. And if you want Shelly to talk about the competition number 2 really quick while I have the screen up, that would be great. So just for our streamers, Shelly's speaking on the Twitter Spaces, and we're having technical difficulties with that, so you won't be able to hear Shelly speaking. So Shelly's talking about these build competition details on the screen, and what we're going to do, Shelly asked if these will be permanent installations in our lobby. What we're actually going to do is create competition worlds. So we'll host all of the prior competitions and all of those scenes in one world. So you go to competition 1 world, that'll have the last competitions. In the future, when you go to competition 2 world, it'll have all of these builds from this competition number 2 there. So you'll be able to easily find it from the website or the icon and you explore all worlds, and it will have at the top competition number 1, competition number 2. And so we'll deploy all of those, and there'll be a trophy next to first, second, and third place in that world. Sure, yeah. So yeah, no problem. I had the screen up for people to see. So first, second, and third prize winners get mana prizes, get a digital wearable, a DCL wearable, a trophy displayed in our lobby as well. So we've upped the prices of the mana to be shared per team this competition. So 300 mana is getting close to $300, and it's a free entry. All you have to do is be creative and get voted on by your peers. There isn't a panel. It's a peer voting system. You cannot vote for yourself. So we're not discouraging anybody. We are highly encouraging people to come in and build for free. I mean, get used to this product, because we are about to release something over the weekend that we hope everyone is going to really enjoy and just unlock creativity across the board with this tool set. So with that said, our competition will be kicked off later today. There'll be a button up here that says sign up. You sign up as a team, and we'll auto assign you one of these 3x3s here for everybody to be building. And I think our competition lasts for 2 weeks, so you have some time. If something doesn't work out in the beginning, we can always help and moderate that in terms of getting your scene items back or something. One caveat is definitely we want to make a fair playing field. And so, hey, DJ Rabbit, we want to, we're locking this down to the public assets. And so since this is in our world, our builder world lobby, you will only be able to use the assets that we have in our private catalog, which boringly, but not so boringly, are our trophies and our robot. So we don't have any custom assets. So we have leveled the playing field in terms of no one can upload an already existing scene or a badass, excuse my language, 3D model with animations. We're forcing you to use the public asset catalog, because there's some amazing assets. As we were looking at this catalog. I'll just quickly, teleport back over in the current world to, yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. I just saw them. I think let me see if they, so they're in our world, so I'm not sure if I'm not sure if they can do the access. So if you're listening, DJ Rabbit, I actually thought you were somebody else, so it's nice to see a new face. But what you have to do is go to your world, and you have to have a scene created. So we don't have global access permissions yet, but you go to your world, you create a scene, and then there's 2 ways. The easiest way is this info icon on the right, dive deeper in the info, and there'll be the access. And then you copy and paste a wallet address down here and click add, and boom. And if you want to remove them, you click the trash can icon, and they're removed from this scene only. We will think about global access and permissions, but for now, we wanted to get a nice happy path of building and collaborating. So the steps, again, go to your world, create a scene, and then you want to go to that scene and click the info, the dive deeper info icon, and the access will be there. And so, what we can do, I believe, DJ Rabbit, it's familiar to me. You might have to update your scene. So let's go. I do see their scene right here. Okay. So we can actually go visit DJ Rabbit, see what they're doing. We've made some updates, DJ Rabbit, with our infrastructure. So you might have to push a deployment to make sure you have everything. And then we would all have to refresh. But this is how you visit somebody else's world. So we've got our build competition. We've got Art Week, which is centered around exploration. So I'm exploring, and you'll notice Mies just joined as well. And you'll notice DJ Rabbit, his or her scene here has nothing in it yet. And so this is what it looks like when you have your own world. We started at the center of the world. It's 2,500 parcels. you'll notice I can't click this icon. I'm trying to click it. I can click this icon, and you'll notice in this current world, there's only the lobby, which hasn't been built out yet by DJ Rabbit. So the lobby is where you spawn in. So the 2x2 around me here, DJ Rabbit would be able to build out as a lobby. And then they can actually build as far as you can walk. I mean, there's 2,500 parcels, so good luck to you reaching the end. It's a big space. To exemplify the realm situation, I want to highlight Rooston. I think this is his build for Art Week. And so what we have here is Rooston's world, and we just traveled to it, and his has some custom assets, but he's also built out his lobby as well. So again, you get this loading screen. We're sort of preloading some assets in the background for you so you don't run through some green walls. And look at that. Boom. Rooston's assets are here, and his custom assets are loaded. His custom assets are animating. He's taken some basic builder assets and creatively, I don't want to give anything away, but done some unique things to them. If he's up here, to make them look like these Edward Scissorhands. That's exactly. I don't know if that's what he's going for, but this is what I think about Edward Scissorhands. So this is Rooston's lobby, and so Rooston. Let's see if there's anything else. He has this world right here. This is where he's at. So he has nothing else. Except this big parcel right here. And so this is what you get when you land into Rooston's world. If you actually go to my private world, explore all worlds, we can go to Lastrum. I just keep paginating over, and I'll teleport over there. If there's any other questions while we're doing this, please let me know, Shelly. So not only can you build collaboratively, do this all in world, no programming, you can easily transfer between scenes. And I actually auto start you in my Vipe apartment. And so if I step outside here, you'll notice I've got some testing items here. And so this is my lobby. You start in my little Vipe apartment. So you have the ability to welcome people to your world in a really unique way. And then from here, they can use the icon to teleport over to other scenes. And you notice I've got a test scene, which is actually right nearby my lobby. So I'm going to go back to the builder world because that's where this wallet has permissions. And then I'm going to sort of do a roundabout thing before we wrap it up here, because I did want to talk about Art Week and then maybe some of the cooler things that we've added. So I'm in the Builder World lobby. You notice we've got our lobby HQ under construction and still being worked on by Curzaz. We've got our trophies here and the past winners. And just so you know, all of this, and Mies can talk about this, this was all done with the assets we have. So all of you see here, the names and stuff is all using our tool set. There's no custom programming here. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if you saw on stream, but I was in build mode and I easily copied in place. It's one of my favorite features. You'll notice I hit the 3 key. It copies in place, brings up the transform of what Mies was saying, and I can just move it over by 1. And there's the asset right there. So it makes it super easy to iterate very quickly. You'll notice I get this pop-up as well. And so I can actually toggle that off if I want to build a little faster, right? So I don't need that. But yeah, so we have everything here. Everything inside here is built with our tool set. We want to show people that that's how you build. And with that, you know, the art week, I'm going to go to Genesis City really quick and then I'm going to loop back because this is kind of cool. And so we're a part of Art Week and anybody could sign up. It's free to sign up. Again, we want people to be building inside Decentraland, exploring things. The Art Week starts March 26th to the 29th. And so now we are we're in the Art Week Plaza of Genesis City. Okay, so there's going to be some amazing installations around here. But ours is a portal. And you just sign up at this robot right here. You notice this guy. Sign up, click on him, choose which name you want to deploy. And then you can go build out that world. You get an NPC. Rustan has a custom one. I click Rustan's artwork, his NPC, and look where it's taking me. It's taking me to his in-world builder world. And so it's going to load Rustan's artwork. So really amazing exploration features and connectivity that we have from Genesis City to this like expansive world. So we just went from, you know, highlighting Rustan on one parcel to now he has, you know, a 40 parcel scene for his artwork if he wanted to. And the same thing with anybody else can go speak to that robot back in Genesis Plaza, Art Plaza, and sign up again in world, and you'll be able to link straight to your Art Week stuff. Yeah, so we'll do that one more time. I'm actually going to go to Genesis City. So let's do that. So if you're in Genesis City, there's an Art Week Plaza. I think it's the easternmost Middle East Plaza. So you can click on the map. It is not actually. It's the Northeast Plaza right here. So the Northeast Plaza. Probably just go in here if you want. And, you know, we're early with stuff because you'll notice here's some Art Week stuff. Not sure what's going on there. But our parcel is actually at 5758. So I'm going to go over there. So here it is. And you notice when you create an NPC, when you talk to this robot and choose your stuff, the NPC for your character will automatically show up. Now, DCL is not showing the avatar wearables on this. It looks like there's a bug going on. So we're trying to figure out if that's a platform issue, but you'll get a little NPC and they randomly show up on this parcel once you sign up, and you could just click on them and you could go to their world. So view Rustan's artwork, I click view, and boom, I'm back in World Builder. So I would highly encourage people, if you missed the official Art Week sort of application and acceptance process, you don't have to worry about that. We have a Plaza parcel that portals you to your just unlimited potential of your artwork. You know, we've been showing a lot of public assets, but look at what Rustan has done. These are all, and I always play in day mode, these are all Rustan's custom assets, like a lot of them. And so they look great in night mode as well. You know, this is Rustan's custom asset. This is actually a pretty detailed asset. And same with his Vipes. They're animating. So this gives you the ability to highlight your creativity, whether 3D, and we'll jump into Mises as a 2D artist, to showcase your creativity without having to program. You don't need to like worry about the foundation, and it's an arduous process. Hey, here's a GitHub repository. What is GitHub? Hey, can you type in your code? Here's a template scene, and then you got to click this and have a different branch and release it and make sure this works, and then it all gets deployed. It's like, okay, I don't even want to be a part of it. But you know, what we're trying to do with the in-world builder is remove all of these complexities of allowing yourself to just be creative. And Rusan is great at that. He's on our team as a 2D artist, but in the 2D UX and design, him and M and Mies as well. But Rustan is creative. And so what we're trying to do, he's a great use case for just letting Rustan be creative and show that off. He doesn't need to program any of this. So he spent, a couple hours in here fine tuning all of these things for us to experience. So we highly recommend going to the Art Week Plaza, signing up with our robot there for free, and then building out your world for free as well. And then I think the last thing I was going to talk about, Shelly, is maybe some of those little updates that we had as well. Like Mies has done some good things, and we've added some really cool features that through this competition, which is launching today, trying to show some of the potentials for possibilities. Because if you're working with static assets, that's okay. But there's a lot of things that you can do that that don't really require animation. So think about, you have a 3x3. What can you build? There's a lot of different things, and that's why we were encouraging you on this space. And I can go a little bit longer if Shelly or anybody else needs to drop, but showcasing some of the deeper functionality so that your creative mind can be like, okay, I want to create a maze. I want to create a temple run. I want to create something unique and have it verticality. You can easily do some really cool things. For instance, if I want to hide this egg, when I click on this easel, I'm going to edit the easel. And what I can do is I can give it a trigger, right? And I can do add trigger. And so that means like when I am clicking on this mouse button, I want it to do something, right? That's cool. Well, what do I want it to do? I'm going to go over to this asset, and I'm going to tie an action to the asset. And I'm going to say, hide egg. Okay. And then I'm going to say set visibility. Okay. And I say, I want to make this invisible and have no colliders. So I'll just go like this, and I click add. Right? Okay. So now I save. So now there's an action to this egg. I'm going to go back to my little easel. And I can click the trigger, and you'll see there's 0 actions set. So I'm going to click on the pencil, and I'm going to say, when the hover text for the easel is click here to hide egg. Let's make it like 5. And you actually notice the hide egg action is pre-populated because it's the only one, but all of your scene actions would show up here. So I just click add, and you'll notice that this trigger now has an action. And it's got a 1 action. I click save. So we've optimized the world into build mode and play mode. So if I'm in build mode right now and I click play mode, what I have to actually do is walk off the scene for optimization and come back onto it. And if I do this, you'll notice here's the hover text, click to hide egg, and the egg is gone. So think of, and the colliders are gone as well, which is really cool. Now watch, if I go back into build mode, everything should pop back up. I'm sort of in like preview mode, right? Build mode is like reset everything. It has its own type of viewership. If I go back into play mode, let's pretend I'm a new user, right? So I'm walking, I have to walk off my scene. I come back onto it, and I can click and hide the egg again. Now expand on that, and maybe you want to hide a wall. Or maybe you want to have a bridge, and if you click or enter into an area, the bridge visibility stays, but the colliders disappear. And then you fall through. So maybe we try to show that, right? So Mies, why don't you go on right where you are, and let's build a bridge. Mies can see me. Let's build a bridge like this way, right? So you put 2 pieces of steps, and I will find a floor piece to put high up in the air to attach the 2 steps that you're going to add. Is that cool? And we've never done this before, by the way, just letting you know. We're doing this all in real time. So we are pushing the limits with what we think we can come up with on the fly, but showing you like it's as almost as creative as you can be, the potential of what you're allowed to do with this tool set. So Mies, you pick out the steps. I will pick out a floor. And let's see. There's a lot of floors. Fantasy floors. I kind of want to put like some lava or something. What is a peach floor? Okay, so this will pretend like you're dead. Okay. And I'm gonna transform this. Mies is putting the steps. So Mies, I'm gonna just scale this like this way and move this like this. So this is the floor's lava, literally. Okay. So that's the floor's lava. So maybe put the steps over here. Yep. And then stretch them out if you want. And I'm going to find another tile. And let's, I think one of the first ones. Ooh. Maybe like some wood. Let's do some wood. How about that? Okay. That's cool. Put that like right here. Okay. And we need to scale this a bit, right? And that's going that way. And I'm going to stand on it so I can scale it. I'm going to move it a little bit over here. All right. And it looks like we need a little bit more length and girth to our wood. And so we're going to go like this. And we're getting close here. I think Mies, I should probably move this back a little bit this way. How's our height? Is our height pretty good? Our height is looking pretty good. Okay. Maybe you got to scale it a little bit more on the X. Does it look like this way? And then we can move it this way a little bit. And when you're editing assets, if somebody's editing it, the other person cannot edit it. Oh, we're so close. We are so close. Let's just put it like right there. Okay. All right. Let's scale it up a bit. Nice. And we'll move it just like there. And all right, we've got our bridge. Right? So we can easily walk across, pretty rudimentary. But how about let's put a wall up first and then a button. How about that? So Mies, you find a wall. I'm going to put a little control panel button over here. And maybe put the wall just like a little bit in so you can kind of have some space to walk on, you know? So I'm going to find like so Mies is going to put up our blocker, our wall for the, put it right across the bridge. Cool. All right. Nice. And yeah, Mies is going to scale that. While he's doing that, I'm going to find a button. Oh, blue sci-fi button. That's cool. Okay, here it is. I'm going to put it like right here. And we actually have a snap to grid feature. That's another fun thing. Look at that. So it's snapping to the grid. Madamus has been crushing it on this. So you don't get these random awkward positions. They're always in like incremental values for you to easily place, right? So now I can take this and you'll see my transform is nice, right? Really, really nice. So we probably want to bring this up a little bit, maybe to 2. And let's, rotate. I think we want to go, okay, there's that way. And let's rotate this 90. We need to rotate it a little bit more. So let's go like 180. Okay, 180. Perfect. And then we need to bring it this way. Let's get it lined up with the wall. Let's move it this way. And we're getting close. It's a little big, so I'm going to scale it down 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5. All right, that's a nice little button right there. Let's change our factor, right, so we get a little more granular. So we're moving it by 0.1. And let's move it this way. And we'll get even more granular so that we can really move it right there. Okay, cool. I'm going to set the granularity back to 0.1 so I can move it just a little bit quicker up. And let's see. That looks pretty good. Eye level. Okay. So now let's do this. We're going to press the button. It's going to disappear the button and the wall. Okay. Did you remove the collider, Mies, from this, or does this not have a collider? Okay, so let's see. What we need to do is create some actions, and so we can see all of the assets here. And is this this looks like to be the wall right here. Okay, so if I click edit, I'm going to change the collision right now because it doesn't look like oh, we're in build mode, right? We're in build mode. So I'm going to go back to play mode and let's see. Oh, there's no wall. There's no collider here. So what we can do is we can add a collider. We'd say, oh, all right, well, I'm going to add a collider. I'm in build mode. I'm going to find that asset and let's find it here. I'm going to edit and collision. I'm going to go none and physics. Okay. So now let's see if I walk off, I'm running into the wall. I can't run into it. So we immediately had an asset that had no colliders. We added colliders. How cool is that? Boom. Colliders are collision objects so that in 3D space you can't run through the walls. It's called collision. So what we need to do now is we need to press this button and let's just totally make this thing disappear. So I can hover over and click edit, right? And we need an action. So right here, we need to say hide button for 1. Okay. We're going to set the visibility and it's going to be invisible and invisible, but we need another action too, because we need maybe to play the animation. So let's say play button or press button. How about that? Press button. Whoop. Press button. And I'm going to play an animation. And if you notice, this button has a trigger and we're going to loop it as false. Okay. The last thing we need to do is have a trigger for this button, and it's going to trigger some things. So on mouse click, we are going to add, and let's say enter, right? Oh, enter, and 5. So we're gonna hide. Let's say we can press the button, but as soon as we press it, it's going to disappear as well. But it'll play the animation, and then we're going to hide the button. The last thing we need to do is set the action for the wall, which would be hide the wall. And again, we have not done this ever, so bear with us if this doesn't work. We're trying our best here to flex the possibility of this tool set we built. Okay. Now I have that action on the wall. I go back to my button. Remember, actions are tied to assets, which can then be triggered by other things, like hide the wall showed up right here. Super cool, right? So I'm going to hide the wall. And you'll notice I have 3 actions. And it's a moment of truth. I walked off my parcel. I'm in play mode. Let's just test. I can't go through the wall. That's nice. Okay. Now let's enter. The wall is gone. The button is gone. And I can enter. How cool is that? Now we could actually sneak around and mess around with people. What if they're running around here and let's do something funny, right? So if you do portal or teleport, is that cool? Teleport, I think. Is that one, Mies? The 3D object? Yeah, so let's pretend. Let's put this right here. Okay. And let's go like that. I'm going to edit. I'm going to make it 0 on the ground. And we're just going to save it. Now let's add. We're getting deep here. This is great. Smart item. We're going to do a trigger area right here. Haha. Okay. Transform it. We're going to make it a little bigger. So when somebody walks into this, something's going to happen. Okay. And so we have a trigger area, and you can do trigger actions. So again, we don't have any. We have some actions, but the action I want to do is check this out. I'm going to go to this wood floor, create an action. And I'm going to say hide wood floor. And, whoop. You're going to, you can change other things, but it was on set visibility. I'm going to make it invisible again. So if somebody accidentally walks over here first before they click the button, oof, they're going to fall in the lava, right? So I'm going to edit this trigger area, enter action, and guess what? Hide wood floor. And I'm going to click save. All right. Moment of truth. So if I go through, I can click on this button right here. Right? This is great. This is awesome. But what if I go through here? Oh, I just went through the trigger And if you noticed, oh, I walked off the scene. So watch, I'm going to walk through the trigger and boom, the floor is gone. So maybe you really can't see that. And somebody's like, oh, I'm still going to go through the wall. And then boom, they fall in the lava and they're dead. It's kind of amazing. And then you could actually have a jail or something where if they fall through in the lava, another teleport area with an action to actually teleport somebody somewhere else. And so what I'm stuck in the collider really quick because I toggled here. So what I can do is we're here. I'm just gonna boop. All right. So let's build a jail over here, Mies. Do we have any jail stuff really quick? Jail? Do we have anything? No. Let's put them in the A-frame. Okay. There we go. So here, where's the A-frame? So we're in here. Okay, cool. All right. So what we're going to do now is an action, right? So let's tie an action to this this frame here, action. And let's say move player. We'll do teleport. And look at this. You don't have to program anything. I'm just going to walk in here and I'm going to click get position and add. All right. So that's my action. So now I can come over here and this is what's cool is this wood is kind of in my way maybe. So I can toggle its visibility if I wanted to, right? So I could see a little bit better. I can turn it back on if I want. But I'm going to add another trigger area. And let's put that like right here. Right, I'm gonna edit this bad boy. I'm gonna scale it up a bit. So let's go like that way, this way, and like this way. I think that's probably high enough. We could, oh nope, we could shrink it down. I think that still works. Okay, so trigger area when you enter it. What action are we going to take? Let's move the player. All right, cool. So we got that trigger area. We got all kinds of trigger areas. Resetting the scene. Someone comes in. Oh, whoops. Oh, there goes the floor we see, right? We could hide that behind some more walls. I click this, and it might be too short. Oh, there we go. I wasn't in the teleport area enough yet. I need to make it a little bigger. So look, you could totally create something amazing, and I've kind of been talking for a while, but we've been building on the fly of like, these are all static assets. This isn't like, everything has to be animated. It could be, but we've created the ability to add functionality without having to program, and we're working on the user experience. We think we've got it pretty down so far, but we're always keen on hearing improvements. So this is really robust what you can do. You can do so much, and we're going to continue to add these types of actions more and more and more. And so I think what we could also do, Mies, is let's just do one more. And the dialogue. How about that? Or maybe the show text. I like that one. That one's cool. All right. And there we go. Okay. So let's also we'll do an action on this thing, and the action will be show death. All right. And we'll go down here and we'll show some text. Let's say you died. Font size, let's go like 50. Hide after 5 seconds, and we'll add it. So we have that action. We also need to add that to the trigger area, right? Or we can add another trigger area inside our little thing here, which is cool. So I'll place one in here, right? And this trigger area, we'll transform it a little bit, scale it so that people can hit it when they enter in here, right? This one will trigger show death. Okay. So I go back into play mode, right? And let's see if I go in here. You died, right? That's kind of cool. Or let's stack them together. Let's see if I might have just broke something here. Let's see. I think I did break something because these trigger areas are not deleting. So we have to figure out why they're not deleting. But there goes the wall. If I go in here, yeah, I think we broke it because I messed something up with this trigger area. But we got really far before we messed it up. So I'm just gonna refresh, and I want to see what happened because I think it's so cool. So we have static assets that have abilities to trigger other assets that can trigger other functions like moving the player, which then can react and then trigger more functionality like showing a text on the screen. And then what we just added are dialogues. So like, you have an NPC dialogue, let's say. We are going to have, oh, I died, right? So what we can do is we can maybe also show a dialogue as well. And dialogues are little NPC dialogue things. So smart item, dialogue, just put it anywhere. I go and I edit. And I say, welcome to World Storming number 5. Okay, and if I click on, let's remember actions on assets. Show dialogue. Come down here, show dialogue. Actions and assets. Now I can trigger it when I click on here. I can hide the egg, but then now I can also show dialogue. So I walk off the scene, go into play mode as if I'm a regular user. I'm no longer in build mode. I come back, and if I click here, and look, get a dialogue. So we can also have multiple dialogues, and I can click this again. That's cool. So you can have stacked things. So here's my dialogue, and I can add another one. This is another sentence about building in world. Nice. Click add save. I come off my parcel. Always remember to do that. Come off your parcel and then toggle play mode. So this, we have a huge optimization. Everybody is familiar in DCL with scene load radius. Ours is 0. We default it to 0. We can think about expanding that, but it's 0. So we highly optimized. So no other animations or assets or anything are running except on this scene. Okay, so I go, whoop, walk in. Egg disappears. Now if I click this, I get my other sentence. And I click it again and it goes away. It's awesome. It's really awesome. We should probably add that to our NPC in the front. And we will. We will add it. You'll be able to add more things to your dialogue. When you add a dialogue, they'll be able, like buttons will be able to link to things. Maybe they'll be able to link to other websites. Maybe they'll be able to link to other dialogues. Maybe there'll be an action tied to that. So when you click on a button in a dialogue, maybe the door opens, right? And again, we're doing all the programming. We're just giving you these tool sets to be creative. So I'm going to try this again. Oh, there goes the floor. Here goes the wall, and I died. Now, that's a pretty rudimentary game, but there's 0 programming. I did this in 29 minutes, maybe less than that. So really, there's some amazing functionality packed into this. Not only just adding assets, and I keep dying. I keep going in there, but the functionality is amazing. And I love this concept, Mies. I'm glad we did this because, Mies and I did this collaboratively. He's seeing everything I'm doing. So him and I built this little bridge as an example of what you can build with the assets and tool sets and functionalities. So we've got a lot going on here. I think the last thing that we haven't really shown is the audio. I mean, we have amazing audio assets too, where you can search the catalog. You can click on this info button for any asset, and it takes you to the info detail page, and you can click and you can hear the audio asset before you use it. With 3D models, you can click info and see who made it. See Dr. Drip made this one. See the size, see the poly count, see the description of the asset before you place it in your scene, because maybe you have too much in your scene. You can place it in the center, just immediately dead center. I didn't have to do anything. I just click place and boom, it's there, right in the dead center of my scene. I think with the assets, what else was I going to show? We do have smart items. I think the other cool thing is the NPCs. I'm going to show that too. So you have custom NPCs. So I'm going to drop an NPC and maybe let's put the NPC like right here. Okay. It's a very just blank figure. But what we can do is I can go to this list, right, and find the asset, click edit, go to the NPC and give it a name. Beware, maybe. I don't know. Update it, and now their name says Beware. Or Guard, right? Bridge Guard. I can update it, and it's Bridge Guard. Give it some wacky hair color. Let's go 25, 155, 125. I don't know. RGB values. They got some cool hair, skin color. Let's make him red. I don't know. 70, 100, 100, whatever that does for color. Okay. The cool thing, though, is being able to add wearables. So I'm pulling off the marketplace here. I'm going to go to the wearables tab, and we have this URL. So all you have to do is go to the marketplace, and I don't know. I like Knights of Antrim. This fits well, right? And let's see what they got. Wow, cool. This guy's kind of badass, this knight right here, or even these objects. But let's put this guy. This is a skin. So all I have to do is take the URL from the website, copy it, and paste it in here. And immediately, the NPC has the wearables on. Boom. No programming, no figuring out token IDs or contract addresses. Immediately, you have this. And then maybe the action, we have an action on here maybe, you know, where you can talk to the NPC and the dialogue comes up. So he's guarding the scene. And I can move him down a little bit too. So just we love the possibilities. I keep dying. I keep walking in that. I should not keep walking in that. We love the possibilities of what can be accomplished. We think what we've built is so amazing so far, so robust. The opportunities are pretty much endless of what you can do so far. And we're just going to continue to expand upon that with this weekend. We have an amazing update coming this weekend of what we're going to take this to the sort of just like 10x this opportunity of what we have in front of us. But our initial idea is to get everybody building inside Decentraland without having to program, adding functionality, building robust scenes with animations and objects, everything that you think you would want to do in a scene without having to program. And so that's what the In-World Builder is about. And I think I've rambled on long enough. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shelly and Mies, for coming up and hosting. And we got a round of all those 3D assets, Doc's in the crowd, so thank you for that. You know, it's just really cool. As an aside, just come in here and look at the assets. I mean, we have so many 3D and audio assets that are just, they're fantastic. They look absolutely amazing. I mean, this is, I don't know, it's a great question. Who did this, right? So you could easily just come back to the catalog and click the info button and see who did it. We've got some work to do on some of the UI features we know. So we appreciate you pointing these out to us, like this text overflowing and spilling. But Doc Drip created this. Look how sweet this is. I mean, you could entice somebody to come up to the wall or to an area for an actionable item. So it's fun to just kind of like look at the assets. This torch is really cool. So even if you have no clue what you want to build, get your world deployed and check out some of these assets, because our team has crushed it. They keep crushing it with these balloons are great. These bananas are great. What's this little balloon? Look at this little balloon. Little wiener dog balloon. I think that's a wiener dog. I mean, just amazing stuff. So we're continuing to push the limit, not only allowing people to build, but the assets, the ability to be creative. We haven't even touched on the custom asset uploader. Wanted to get people, again, as a recap, come into In-World Builder, deploy your world. When you're in your world, you'll be able to create a scene. When you create a scene, then you'll be able to unlock the joystick and start adding assets from our cube of assets. If you have any trouble, we're here on Twitter. We're here on Discord. We're here all over the place to help get you guys set up with this, because what we just did, I'm still sort of like reeling. I keep going back to it, what we just did with this little bridge thing. I'm so excited to build something amazing for the competition, but we as a team are going to be involved because we want to flex what's possible, but we're not going to obviously be a part of it in terms of our team. Our team members might be on other teams, but that's okay. We're just going to have like an example scene, if you will, of what's possible. So with that being said, please come in, sign up when the button appears to sign up for the competition. Deploy your world. Create a scene. And add some assets. And again, we're here for any help, suggestions, anything that's a bug. You can also type in the info and give us some feedback. It comes right to our team. So thank you, everybody, for attending. It's been a little bit of a longer one, but we actually went through something really amazing with maxing out some of the functionality and potential of scene building without programming, without deploying, and doing it with a partner. So thank you so much again.